Detective Alex Reeves stood in the dimly lit interrogation room of Millbrook's police station, his eyes fixed on the battered figure of Jake Holloway, once respected corporate executive, now accused of an unthinkable crime. The air was thick with tension, the muffled sounds of an angry crowd outside sweeping through the halls. I never thought this day would come. Alex began, his voice steady despite the turmoil in his gut. But the first question is, why, Jake? Why this elaborate scheme to bomb your own country? Jake's laughter, punctuated by coughs of pain, sent a chill down Alex's spine. Why what? Me and my family were going to be fine. It was the rest of the country that would have had this problem. There would have been safe places for those willing to play ball. Alex's mind raced. The whistleblower, a low-level employee at Jake's company, had risked everything to expose the suspicious imports, nuclear components disguised as harmless machinery. The information spread like wildfire across social media, with trusted investigators amplifying the message before it could be suppressed. You wanted something the rest of us weren't willing to give you, Alex pressed, his abrasiveness barely contained. I wanted you to play by the rules. Jake spat, his facade of control crumbling. The rules you made, even through a nuclear event. As Jake ranted about chaos and control, Alex reflected on his own journey. Growing up in Millbrook, a town known for being a haven against racism and corruption, he'd been inspired by his father's reputation as a guardian of this town and its dedication to justice. The locals had high hopes for Alex, seeing in him a future leader who could carry on the town legacy. But the path hadn't been easy. Corporate officials above him had tried to sway him, subtly pressuring him, even in illegal situations. Alex's refusal to comply had earned him a reputation as a troublemaker, but also as a beacon of integrity in a sea of corruption. Now, as he faced down one of the most powerful men in the country, Alex felt the weight of his choices. The case against Jake was strong, built on evidence provided by the whistleblower and corroborated by a thorough investigation. But more than that, it was built on the trust of the people. The same people who had protected the whistleblower and who'd ultimately apprehended Jake when the truth came to light. You know who I am, Jake growled, desperation creeping into his voice. I'm the reason you have a job. Alex shook his head, a small smile playing in his lips. Taxpayers are the reason I have a job. Many of the people who are responsible for your injuries are the reason I have this job. As Jake bemoaned his fate, Alex's mind turned to the future. This case was more than just about one man's crimes. It was a turning point. The Foundry supported a new system of transparency and accountability advocated by public investigators. It was gaining traction with the general populace. It promised to bring to light the darkest corners of this country. This wasn't a problem exclusive to Millbrook, but in towns and cities across the nation. There would be challenges ahead. The mayor's involvement in Jake's schemes would need to be addressed, likely ending in his removal from office. And Alex knew that powerful interests wouldn't take kindly to their plans being disrupted. But as he looked at Jake, broken and desperate in the interrogation room, Alex felt a surge of hope. Local politicians with ties to corporations were being exposed. In their place, something new was rising. Forged in the fire of a public outrage and tempered by the dedication of those who still believed in justice, without anarchy. Alex was still shocked Jake was still alive. They want a trial, Alex said finally, his voice firm. Jake's eyes widened in disbelief. And who were going to be the judges in this case? Alex stood, straightening his badge. The same people you tried to bomb, Jake. As he left the room, Alex could hear the crowd outside, their voices raised not in anger now, but in a chant of hope. The Foundry's fire was lit, and from its flames, a new era of justice would be born.